Good morning, all my good people out there. Good morning. Welcome to Trade Genius Live. I am your host, Trend Genius, and we are back at it on a Tuesday. Good morning. Taylor Pruitt, good morning. Can't stop what I am. Yo, yo. Good morning to everyone. How are we feeling out there this morning? How are we feeling out there? Jay Royal, good morning. Good morning. Let everybody kind of roll in. Good morning, everybody. What we got? Chrissy, happy Tuesday. See, I got it right. The I ain't hiding behind the M no more. I got it right. I was waiting for you to. I was waiting for you. It's like I gotta get sister name right. I gotta start the Tuesday off on the right foot. Pablo Gomez, good morning. Thanks for stopping in, taking this ride with us. That's what's up. Yeah, Tuesday. How y'all feeling, man? Let me know how y'all feeling. Mr. Cologne, what's up, my brother? Good morning. Yeah, Chrissy, I told you I was waiting. I went to sleep with that on my mind. I'm like, I got to get my sister name right. Like, as soon as I see it, I better know how to spell it, say it right, everything. Cosdick Gregory, what's up, my guy? Grand Rising. I turned my L yesterday into a dub this morning. One and done. Never quit. That's what's up. Jed War, yo. That's what's up, Cos. That's what's up, brother. Yeah, man. We had a little push. DC, good morning. What's that? Is that Dilson? We feeling great. We are. That's what's up. Feeling good. You know what? I was waiting on something last night, and I fell asleep on my sofa waiting for it. I was waiting on something to happen online so I could do some things that I'm gonna end up having to do today. But I woke up like asleep with my phone on the side of me. I woke up, it was like 10 to 11. I was like, let me just get to bed. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Elevated Veggies. Good morning. I think that's, I want to say this right. Let me see. Bodovan, what's up, my guy? Morbid Drifter, what's up? Good morning to y'all. I'm going to see. I want to get this right. Is it Imantren? Hope I'm saying that right. Let me know if I'm not. Get me together if I'm butchering your name, because I don't like butchering no names. Good morning to you. What we got? Nita Jones, good morning. Julio Morales, good morning. Buenos dias. ¿Cómo está? I speak a little Spanish. I'll surprise you. For y'all that don't know, Spanish was my first language. No cap. I knew Spanish before I knew English. I learned English in the first grade. Y'all watched the first episodes, or y'all been following me. Y'all know my makeup. But yeah, Spanish was my first language. What we got? Denny Jones just made 3K on 2 accounts with that push-up. Nice. Yeah, I saw that. It started at around 5. Nice. That was a real nice push. That's what's up. Zippy, good morning. Twyla, good morning. He said, LOL, gracias. That's what's up, bro. De nada. Yeah, no cap. Spanish was my first language. Literally learned PC, what's up? Yeah, learned English in the first grade. Believe it or not. Yeah, man. Traditional Puerto Rican Cuban household. Yeah. But how y'all feeling, man? How are you guys feeling? How's everyone feeling? How y'all feeling? Everybody feeling good, relaxed, rested, ready to jump on these charts? I got in at 24,933, 24,933, 24,933. Oh, kind of like I see where you at. Kind of like right at the kind of break of that small little consolidation area. Denny, yeah, I see it. Are you on the new contracts? You learning Spanish, Bottom? That's what's up. Yeah, Spanish is actually, if you think about it, it's the most spoken language in the world, right? We have more Spanish-speaking countries than any other country. Go do the math. Yeah, go do the language math on that one. Absolutely. I speak 2 languages, poor English and bad. Morbid drifter, you're hilarious. And you know what, man? I wanted to tell you too, brother. After I got off the stream, I was like, man, I forgot to tell this brother. Um, I wanted to tell you too, man, that we definitely appreciate your service, bro. I wanted to tell you that. I have pretty much everyone in my family was in the military. Not everyone, but I mean like on my father's side. On my father's side, I only have uncles. All my aunts on my father's side are by marriage. My grandmother and grandfather had 4 boys, and all of them were in the military. So I come from that. So I know what it is. One and done. La playa time. That's what's up. That's what's up, Mr. Colon. That's what's up. Serena, good morning. Good morning. That's what's up. Just broke the London high. Did it? Well, actually, you know what? Honestly, we're still in London session right now. I'm Ukrainian, so English is also not native. Ah, got you. So you're gonna be 3 languages. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, my guy. So you're gonna have 3 languages under your belt. That's cool. Ukrainian, I'm sure, right? And then English, and then you're speaking Spanish. That's good, man. That's super cool. Yeah, but Nita, we're still in London session. So yeah, we're still in London session because you said it broke the London high. But unless are you speaking? Let me see here. Maybe you're speaking one from yesterday. No, 12:10 p.m. Oh, maybe you're speaking London high from yesterday, possibly. I'm assuming. And even so, that London high from yesterday, the high on that is, what is that? London high from yesterday is 25,035. But yeah, is everyone on the new contracts? I'm on the new contracts, yes. Is everyone on the new contracts? Contracts rolled over. It's always around this time. 15, 16, 17, 18, always somewhere around there. If you're trading NQ, you should be on new contracts, and I'll let you know what those are. Let's get to some news, and then we'll go over the contracts real quick. We have about 7 minutes before the open, so let's go ahead and get there. All right. So, news today. This is the news calendar that I always use. It's called forexfactory.com. You can go in and open up an account. It's free. Don't cost nothing. Just everyone should have this on their chart. Just go to forexfactory.com and bookmark it, and you should always keep it on your chart. You know what I'm saying? At least when I say keep it on your chart, like keep it in a tab so you can always refer back to it. This is going to always be your go-to on news, especially if you're trading futures. But today's Tuesday. Really, the only thing we have is this orange folder at 7, pending home sales. As we talked about, we have red, orange, and yellow. Of course, red being the most highest, the most prioritized news, which is going to bring, the most volume into the market. And orange folder is like right below that. And then, of course, yellow folder beneath that. But I always say never sleep on yellow folder. Like when you see it, don't just think, oh, it's yellow folder, it's not red folder. It's not no big deal. Like there's times where orange folder news has really, really, truly moved the market. So Antonio, good morning, brother. Thanks for jumping in with us, man. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate that. Yeah, pending home sales today. But just always remember when there's orange folder, just be mindful. If it's yellow folder, you really don't have to worry about. But red folder, of course, yes, always high alert. Orange folder, not as high alert, but still keep your ear to the street, so to speak. But yeah, that's all we got today on news. Everything else is over. This is Australia, New Zealand, Europe. We got API Weekly Statistical Bulletin around 1:30 p.m. This is Pacific Standard Time. Y'all know I'm on the West Coast. But this really not going to do anything. Then we got some New Zealand, some Australian, and some Japanese news popping, but none of that really is affecting us today. So really the only thing we need to be mindful of is just around 7. Let's just be mindful of that. If you were to ask me, would I be in a trade at this time? I like to always err on the side of caution. I would not want to really be in a trade at this time because it'd just be that one time where orange folder news does something crazy, right? Wicks you out, messes you up. New contract. Yeah, we're still in March, but contracts always change over in the last month. There's always change over the middle of last month. So you should be on, we're going to get on that right now. Let's jump to that right now. So we know on news, the only thing we need to focus on today is just keep our ear to the streets around 7. Let's just be mindful of that because we got orange folder. Other than that, we're good. Tomorrow we got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and we'll deal with that tomorrow when they come. So let's jump to the charts. So let me show y'all something. So going to the charts, right? So I'm going to show y'all. So NQ, little drop down menu right here. So contracts, we have 4 contracts every year on NQ. 4 contracts. 4 contracts, 4 letters. And I can show you right here. So we always have our March, June, September, and December contracts. March contracts will go from January to March. June contracts will go from June contracts will go from April to June, which is what we're on now. The next contracts will go from July to September. And then the last year contracts will go from you could say September to like December, because as I stated, we always change contracts in the middle of the last month. In the middle of the last month of the contract. So being this is June to March, so it's going to be like March and the March to like June. That's pretty much what it is. So we were on NQH or MNQH. We'll get to MNQ. We're just going to talk about NQ at the moment. So it's H, M, U, and Z. Those are only 3 contracts that we use. And they never change. As you can see, for next year, it goes back to the same thing again. It goes H, M, U, Z. It's the same thing. And it just reduplicates the same thing every year. The only thing that changes is the year, as you can see. So we were on H, now we're on M. So if you're trading, if you're trading NQ, if you're trading minis, then you should be on NQ M right now. And as you can see, well, this is my micro chart, but I'll go to the mini chart. As you can see right here, we're on M. If you notice, you don't see any reversal zones. You only see my daily levels. I have to go and redo my charts from the previous months, which is here. This was H. And as you can see, there's also a price difference too. If you see on H, on the old contracts, we're around 783 on price, 786, 780s. And then if you go to M, look, we're at 25,000. So it's very important that you change contracts, because this will always have a lot to do with your price points. Someone may ask me, could I use the old contracts? 1 second, y'all. Had to plug in my laptop over there on the other side. Someone would ask me, could you use the old contracts? I wouldn't advise it. Stay on the contract for the current month. So this way you're at the proper price point. And just to make sure that there's no differences in candles or anything like that. So we got about 1 minute before the market opens. And then going to MNQ. Let me just go through this really quickly before market opens. I got my alarm going off in my ear. So going to MNQ. So boom. So we'll go to MNQ, drop down menu. And as you can see, it's the same thing. We were on H, now we're on M, U, Z. It's the same thing. Same thing as NQ is the same thing as MNQ. The only thing that changes, the letters always stay the same. They run for 3 months. And the only thing that changes is the actual year. So it's the same thing. So if you're on micros, you should be on MNQM. M. Yep. So just remember that. If you haven't changed contracts, change your contracts. It's very easy. If you're up here, all you gotta do is hit this add symbol. It'll make everything come up. And then as you see, you can add whatever you need to add, which will be over here in this column. Very easy way to do it. And because I still have my old contracts up, because as I stated, I need to get in there and change, do all my reversal zones and everything over again for the new contracts. It's something that I have to do every time we change contracts. Move over my reversal zones, all of my unmitigated levels and all of that stuff. So market just opened. It's our opening candle right here. 1 minute. And Little lackluster. I don't expect much today. And let me tell you why. As we talked about this, when when we have like a major news day, we were talking about this yesterday or the day before. When we have a major news day, it seemed like price, just based on characteristics, what I've seen, not seem like, I shouldn't say seem like, because that's not what that's not the correct term, or the correct way to state it. Always before news, major news event days, price always tends to range, not 100% of the time, but I would say 85 to 90% of the time. Like price ranges. It's just something that happens. We talked about it yesterday. You know what you can do? I'm gonna tell you how you can really keep an account on this. Go to Forex Factory, right? And you see up here, you can go back to whatever day you want to go back. You can go back to last year. You can just go back. So I would say go back on Forex Factory, then go to your chart, and then correspond the news days in those weeks with your chart, with the days on your trading chart. And then you can always look at the day before and see what price was doing the day before news. And if you can go back, it's almost kind of like you're back testing the news in a sense, right? You're just trying to get a correlation and see if what I'm telling you is not that if it's the truth, but to see if what I'm telling you, how frequent that this happens. So that's one way you can do that. I did that a long time ago. I've been watching NQ for 2 years. A lot of some of you guys know that. So with that said, like that's a good way to figure out what goes on and how NQ moves the day before. Remember, it's this ticker. We always want to learn and understand, what this ticker is doing. You know what I mean? And you want to treat it like your girl. I always say this. You want to treat it like your guy. You want to learn everything about it. And if someone would ask me, well, why would I want to do that? You'd want to do that so you can get an understanding of market sentiment prior to a news day. Because what you will see is that, like I said, 85 to 90% of the time, NQ tends to range. Not all the time, but 85 to 90% of the time. It tends to range on days before major news. Now, I can't tell you why it does that. I have my own premonition of why it does that, but that's neither here nor there. I like to just focus on the fact that it does do this, so I kind of keep that in mind. Days before, like a day before news. Day before news, I'm always looking at the market side eye. You know how we always talk about side eye. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at the market, kind of side eyeing the market day before news. And honestly, as you can see, I'm ready to trade. I'm signed in. I'm even up on my other computer over here. I'm up on that one as well because I have other accounts that I trade. So, but am I really looking to take a trade? Not necessarily. If it's there, possibly, but I'm not really looking to take a trade today. I understand the power of sitting on my hands and just being patient. PC, what do you think of SP 500 of what is that, ES? I don't trade it, but I can tell you that I can say this: the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100 are the two. How would I say the two most important tickers in a sense? Not that silver, gold, or YM or anything like that is unimportant. No, I'm saying important from the perspective of what drives the market, right? S&P 500 is huge, right? S&P 500 is what? That is the what they call that? That is basically 500 of your best companies in the S&P 500, right? And then in the Nasdaq 100, that's your best 100 companies, right? So think about it, how much power that is. So those two, S&P 500 and of course the Nasdaq 100, which NQ, of course, they have a lot of, how would I say, a lot of pull when it comes to how the market moves. Now, of course, we do also have our metals, right? We have our metals, which are gold and silver. There are other metals there, but gold and silver, they tend to move the market pretty good as well. But that's pretty much as far as what I think of it. I don't really trade it. So on that note, I can't give you any, how would I say, any thought process on that. But as far as what I think of it, I do know it's very important. SP 500 is very, very important. I just don't trade. I only trade NQ. But if you do trade it, like, it's cool. They mirror each other a lot of the time, ES and NQ. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. They mirror each other, and you'll notice they do a little inverse too. One's going one way, one's going the other way. I don't know what factors into that when that happens, but it definitely does happen. But yeah, so today I'm looking for really a rangy day today. And let me jump to the 5-minute just so I can kill some of the noise on all these candles. So just think, market started here. Yeah, here. So that's 3:05, 3 o'clock last night. Remember, I'm on Pacific time, so that would be 6 o'clock Eastern. So market started here. Right at that, let me open this up a little bit so we can see it better. Market started here. And as you can see, it didn't really do too much. Look at that. Not really. This is the biggest move right here. And that was at 5 o'clock. Let me see. Was there anything going on at 5 o'clock? Nothing. No overnight news going on at 5 o'clock. So, we had ADP weekly employment change at 5:15. We had some yellow folder. Did that move it? I mean, it's really hard for me to say that because let me see here. Because the move started at 5. That news came out at 5:15, as you can see. So it would really hard for me. It would really hard for me to believe that this news actually drove that volume spike because it already started 15 minutes prior. Let's see, where's 5:15? 5:15 would be here. This little candle here. So, no, I wouldn't think so. Whatever's going on here, we just got a bunch of buyers coming into the market. And this is the high from yesterday. It's our high from yesterday's New York session. So there it is. Grand Rising's Karate 357. What's up, my brother? Thanks for stopping in. What we got? Wavy J. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a crazy day to catch some good trades. Try is just set up for tomorrow. Did I read that right? For tomorrow morning. Try to set up for tomorrow. Oh, trying to set up for tomorrow. Got you. Today. Gotcha. I got you, Wavy. I got you. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy day. It's gonna be a crazy day with all that news. A lot of news. So I'm not expecting too much movement today. If you think about it, our London high was, let's see here. So 11 o'clock is when London starts for me, which is this candle right here. So this would have been, let's see here. Actually, this is our Asia high right here. Yep, 5 o'clock. Let me see. No, that's not even true because that's 4:55. Well, yeah. This white candle will be our Asia high right here. This white candle. London came in at 11 p.m., which was here when London started. So Asia high is here. London already swept that. We're still in London session. I'm sorry. We just got out of London session. London session is still going. It closed at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So we're on the tail end of London session. So around 8 o'clock my time, or 11 a.m. Eastern time, London closes. So we're on the tail end of London right now because New York just opened. And remember, they all kind of overlap each other. If you go back and look at the times, they all overlap each other. Asia's done. Australia's done. Only 2 markets running right now, and that's London and New York. And like I said, I expect it to be choppy. So London high would be, let me go to the 1 minute so we can actually see the London high. London high would be right here. This would be our London high right here, this 625 candle. Because if you look at it, that's the highest point since market opened, which was, where are we at? Right here. Right here. Right in here is where market opened last night. So New York already swept London high. We have a bunch of liquidity sitting right here in this area. Why is a bunch of liquidity sitting right here? Because think about it. These are all the traders that got in buys. All their stop losses are down here. Of course, some are trailing, but we know there's a bunch of liquidity sitting right here. What is this? This will be our London low. Yep. So London already took Asia lows, and we know it took Asia highs. So London was actually in control of the overnight session until New York came, and New York we already took London highs. So, but we still have a lot of liquidity sitting here to the sell side. What we got? Quick question. Ticker says NQ1. Do I need to change it? Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Actually, I need to go here. So let me get in and I'll show you. So this, when you see this right here, this NQ1 exclamation and NQ2 exclamation. So let me explain to you guys what these are. And it's on I ain't gonna say every ticker, but I know NQ and MNQ, and it's also on ES, YM, on all the futures pairs. So what these are what's called the continuous contracts, meaning NQ1 exclamation is just a combined, it's a combined of all of the contracts in one. So of course we're not in U yet because we're not there, but it's M, it's H, it's everything before it. Now, I used to have my tickers. I mean, I used to like trade on these charts, but what I don't like about the continuous contracts is there's something that I noticed. One day I was redoing my charts, right? I think it was during a contract rollover, and I was on the NQ1 exclamation. I was on the continuous contracts. Now, when I say I was redoing my charts, I wasn't really redoing them because contract rolled over and I was just here. But then I was like, wait a minute. I was like, let me go look at, some just said, let me go look at these lettered months, right? The ones with letters, because these months are actually the true contract month. So it just really has the 3 months in this in these letters. There's only the 3 months of that contract of H. Like I said, H is January, mid-December to mid-March. And then the next contract is mid-March to mid-June, and so on and so forth, the way I explained to you guys. And what I noticed is I saw some candle differences. I noticed some candle differences between the continuous contracts to the lettered month contracts. So I stopped trading on these charts because to me, I feel like they're inaccurate. Why? Because these are just a continuation of all of these, right? But these are the letters are the actual month of that contract. So I just felt like the lettered month is more on point. It's the lettered month. It's not a continuation. It's not all of these contracts in one. I just kind of, from a mental perspective, I was like, you know what? I don't like that. So I just stay here. I stay on the lettered months. So you can trade on these. But me, the only reason, like as I stated, why I don't is because I saw some candle inconsistencies. And with me, because it's trading, I want everything to be on point as much as it can. We're already dealing with a lot of stuff in trading as it is. We're dealing with, all the different factors that we have to, how would I say, all the different factors that we have to pay attention to, news and price action and this and that. So I like the lettered months. So I don't even trade the continuous contracts anymore. That's pretty much what those are. If you go to MNQ, it's the same thing. Let me get out of here. Let's go here. Let's go to MNQ, and you'll notice the same thing. Yep, continuous contracts. But as you see, you can see my little red this is the contracts that I trade. It's they're in my folder. So, of course, the choice is yours, but I'm just letting you know why I don't do it. Yeah, I'm on micros. You know what? I would never ever tell you what to do, but if you're asking me, I would say just to err on the side of caution to make sure that you're getting the exact proper data. Just change it. It's nothing but a couple clicks. It's not going to mess up anything. It can only enhance, right? So yeah. So their depending on if you're on MNQ, of course that'll be micros, and if you're on NQ, then it would be minis, right? So that's the only difference there. Like I said, the one in the exclamation point just means that they're continuous contracts for MNQ, and then on NQ, same thing, just mean they're continuous contracts. Stay with the letter months. Just err on the side of caution. Yep. So this way you have accurate data. That's what's important. Is having accurate data. So, but yeah. So that is that. Let's see here. What else we got? Yep. I'm on micro. Karate 357 said he's feeling great. Yes, by the time I caught the candle difference last night, I took an L. Never again. Ah, I heard that, sis. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Very, very, I don't know, for me, it's very important that I like to make sure that I'm I want to do everything that's going to help enhance my game. Like, period. I want to do everything that's going to help do that. So look like we got, yeah, we do. I think we got a little 15-minute little setup here. What we got? Maybe we can come back. Oh, we want to see if we could fit a close and drawdown for a second. So a little strategy I trade on a 15-minute. Look like we got that set up. Let me see here. So 6:15 candle, 6:30 candle. Yeah. So right now I'm waiting for, I want to see a close of this candle and drawdown, and then I will place my entry right here at the close of this 6:30 candle. But I want to see this close and drawdown first. I want to see that first. I get a close and drawdown, I'll place my entry here, and then I'll go for 1-to-1. That's pretty much all I see today. There's a trade I take to this little pink level, my daily level, but price, if we go back to the 1 minute, you saw when we opened, price where we at? We opened here, right? 6:30, yeah. So price was so close that there was really no setup for my strategy towards my little daily level. So of course that strategy is done. I have other strategies that I look for, and look like this little 15-minute strategy is setting itself up, but I want to see a close and drawdown first before I take it. That's one of my rules with this strategy. But yeah, so what are y'all looking at? Let me know. What are y'all looking at? If you haven't liked me up, y'all like me up. Give me them free likes. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, let me get that subscription from you. You know what I mean? It's free. Don't cost you nothing. That's all I ask for, and I'll take care of the rest. You know what I mean? I make sure I'm responsible to be in this seat and making sure that we're all getting to the common goal. For all the new folks that are here, welcome. You are now considered a trade genius. For you guys that don't know, of course, Trade Genius Live is a channel. Trade Genius myself, I am the host. But the concept of the channel is that we're all going to get to becoming trade geniuses. That's what this was set up to be. That's why I created this channel, and that's what I'm here to do, is to help get you from beginner to when you're ready to get on the charts and set up, and you know, you're ready to start trading. I'm here to fill that gap. I'm having the same problem. What I look at on TradingView is different than the TradingView and TEF. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. You may need to change your contracts. I know on the TEF dashboard, it changes them automatically. If you have, you know, your TradingView account, you're gonna have to change it, because now it rolls over. But when I say you're gonna have to change it, meaning you're gonna have to go from the old contract, as you can see, it has all my reversal zones, and you can see the price difference. You got to go to the new contract. So old contract was H, new contract is M, MNQM or NQM. So you want to change that. Like I said, on TF dashboard, it does it itself. It automatically rolls over itself. It's automatic. So you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just, it does it for you. You don't got to do anything. Like, it's already there. So that's with the integration of the TEF dashboard and TradingView. Other than that, let's see, 15 minutes long after close. Yep. So what are anybody looking at anything? Anybody in a trade? Anyone in a trade right now? If you are, let me know what you're looking at. I'm curious. I would like to know what you're looking at. What you're looking at, what you're checking out. And if you're in a trade, hopefully you're long and not short. Anyone in a trade? Anyone of you guys in a trade? Or are you sitting on your hands? What you got? Talk to me. Yeah, I mean, we got some nice bullish action right now, but I'm kind of wondering where it is going. I wonder if this is just manipulation for tomorrow. That's my next question. That's why I'm side eyeing. One of that last small consolidation. Oh, one on that last yeah. I'm assuming it was this one right here. I'm assuming it was this one without prejudice. Yep. It's a cool little trade, little consolidation box. Cool little trade. You can pick up on these. You can pick up a quick what was that? It was actually a good amount of points. It's like 40 points. No, not 40, like 30, almost like a little less than 30 some points. It's like over 120 ticks. It's a quick little cheap trade. Can I link TradingView to TEF? No need. No need to link TradingView to TEF because you already have TradingView on your or you're in demo. Got you. I'm in, but got you. So you'll probably see some differences. That's a possibility. You can see some differences because you're in a demo account. But just check to make sure your contract months and everything are the same, Kaz. Ray, no, you can't, only because it's already got me a quick 357, and still I have a runner going. Nice, brother. Nice. Without prejudice. Nice. No need to link it, as I said, Ray, because when you go to your TEF dashboard, it's already on. It's already, TradingView's already there. It's integrated in the dashboard. Now, what our co-founders are working on, they're working on an integration. It's coming soon. It's in the works where we'll be able to do this. We'll be able to go into TradingView, log into a particular broker, and then you'll be able to trade your TEF accounts like this without having to go through the TEF dashboard. But that's coming soon. So, Kick Rocks, good morning. Good morning. So yeah, so while that's doing this thing, let's God, it's been extremely bullish too. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think I'm gonna sit on my hands today. I have no problem sitting on my hands. I am a very patient trader. I don't have to trade every day, and like I said, I'm beyond that. When I get the itch, like I feel like I got to trade every day. Thank goodness I'm beyond that point. I've overcame that. I used to deal with that a lot. Every day I used to feel like I have to get into a trade, multiple trades a day. Oh, you're welcome, Ray. No problem, brother. No problem. But yeah, so let's go over here and jump to this question of the day. Let's at least get that rocking. Let's get some mental muscle going, man. Let's get that going. So question of the day today. Question of the day today is, what invalidates your bias today? What invalidates your bias today? What invalidates your bias today? Let's talk about that. So think about this. If we have a bias without any invalidation, we would have to say that we're guessing, right? Right? If we have bias without any invalidation, then we're guessing, right? We never want to be guessing. Guessing, when we're guessing, we're gambling, right? Because we're just like, we're guessing. We're not using any kind of technical analysis or any kind of, any kind of like psychology formulation or something like that to either validate or invalidate our bias, right? We don't want to be guessing, right? So think about it. Every bias needs a clear invalidation level, right? So my bias today is, it's going to be, I know tomorrow there's big news. That's facts, right? We know that for a fact. We looked at that. We know we got a huge news day tomorrow. I also know from the characteristics that, kick rock, structure shift. Gotcha. I also know from NQ characteristics that, I like that, Kick Rocks. I'm gonna jump back to you on that one. I know from NQ's characteristics that days before news, price tends to be rangy. So with that said, I'm going to, lean back. Now, what would invalidate bullish bias? You made a good point, Kick Rocks. Structure shift. Absolutely. If you see a structure shift or a break of structure, you know what I'm saying? Then you would know what? You would know that depending on what side, if it's a break of structure to the upside or break of structure to the downside, that will let you know what is changing and what is changing to, right? If we're bullish and we have a break of structure to the downside, the trend hasn't changed, but it gives us an idea that the trend could possibly be changing to bearish. Once we get a change of character, that pretty much can validate that bias, right? So we're using something to validate our bias. If a key level fails, if we have liquidity shifts in a particular direction, right? These are all the things that can invalidate our bias, but we're using something. We're not guessing. That's why I'm giving you these examples. Like, these are the things that we can use to say, okay, that invalidates my bias. Like I said, if I was like, okay, I think my bias is going to be bullish today. Well, what would invalidate that? Like the things that I stated, market structure shift, even what Kick Rock said, structure shift, of course, which is the same thing. A key level fails, like price, when a key level fails, meaning price gets to a price level, and it fails to break that. That's what that means by key level failing. A liquidity shift meaning price went, hypothetically speaking, New York session went and took the London high and then reversed. That's a liquidity sweep. Or if it went bearish and hit that area that we were talking about on the screen share, where I tell you there's a lot of liquidity sitting on the sell side, where all those buyers have their stop losses in, that could be another determinant factor. So think about this. If we don't define what invalidates our bias, like, we have to define that. We have to know, okay, if my bias is this, we also need to know what would invalidate that. We have to know both. Because if we have a bias and we don't know what invalidates it, then once again, we're guessing. We don't want to guess. We want to be, let me say this. It's not that our bias is going to always be true, right? Because it's just a bias. It's just what we think. But we need to also know what would invalidate that. And we stated those things. So when we don't invalidate bias, it causes us to take bad entries, hold on to losing trades too long. It's just not a good habit. Excuse me, I don't know. I'm choking. It's just not a good habit to have a bias and not know what would invalidate it. That can cause you to get into a bad trade. As I stated, hold on to losers longer. Those kinds of things. And think about it. You're never supposed to be married to your bias. That's why you need to know what invalidates it. So we're never married to our bias. If we say, oh, I think it's going to be bullish today, you don't stay married to that if you see a break of structure to the downside and a change of character or a liquidity sweep and then price is reversing. That's why you never be married. That's why you're never married to your bias. You never want to be married to it. You always want to, say it to yourself, know what invalidates it, but be looking forward to flip. Excuse me, be looking forward to flip. Because when the structure flips, you want to be able to what? Move with that. That's why you don't want to be married to your bias. When we're married to our bias, it just makes us think, oh, it's going to be a certain way, bullish or bearish, and then you just stick with that all day. You can't do that, because if something invalidates your bias, now you're taking a trade in the wrong direction. Or if you're already in a trade, you're not knowing when to get out. You should already know when to get out, because you should have a stop loss that's going to, validate your entry and your strategy, right? Because we don't take trades without stop losses. But once again, if we have a bias, we also want to know what would invalidate our bias. It's just very important just to always keep that in mind. Give you a good example. Let's say you say my bias is bullish, and you know where liquidity rests to the buy side. You see price come up, take that liquidity, reverses. Now you have a break, a structure, change of character. Now in your mind, you're supposed to say, okay, it's not that my bias was wrong. It's not about being wrong. It's okay, because bias we're not married to, and bias is not facts. It's just what we think, possibly where the market may go. But we never can predict that. So with that said in mind, we also do not want to be married to it, because we want to be able to have our mindset flip if it goes in the other direction. So that's pretty much why we never want to be married to our bias, and why we always want to know what invalidates our bias. That's very, very important. So just always remember that. You know what I mean? Just always remember that. Your invalidation, you should always have an invalidation level towards your bias, period, and never be married to it. Just always keep that in mind. So just to kind of go over that, you know what I'm saying? Like, remember, what invalidates your bias today? You should know that. You should know that answer if you have a bias, because your bias is going to be based on, like I told you guys, well, my bias is what it is today. I'm thinking it's going to be a ranging day today. And I told you why, because of news and because of characteristics of what I know about NQ. Does that mean I'm right? No, it doesn't mean I'm right. I'm not even trying to be right. I'm just stating what my bias is based on NQ's characteristics. But I also keep it. I also know, you know, in my mind that could change at any moment. Like, what I think don't mean anything. What we think doesn't mean anything. But it's good to have a bias and try to have some understanding of where you think the market may go based on what the market has done prior. That's why I always say what? I always say look left, right? So we look left, we see, where are we? Yeah. I don't know so far. Oh, I'm on a 15-minute. Let me jump to the 5. All right, so where is it? Here. Yes, market opened here. This is market open last night. And as you can see, it's kind of rangy. Didn't really, I mean, yeah, you can say we've had like a little, there was like a little small downtrend if you squish this up. Yeah, it was a little downtrend. Hit down in here, which kind of almost equals to this consolidation area. If you look at my crosshair, you can see like all these 3 levels right here are pretty much what? Going right into this little consolidation area from the previous session, right? And price hit there, and then buyers came in the market and it took a little push up. Some decent price action. I mean, if you trade overnight, but now here we are in New York session, and our New York session already swept London high. There's a lot of liquidity sitting here. So like I said, I'm not expecting price to do too much today. I'm not really looking for anything. I was looking for this 15-minute setup. Let's see here. Did it even give the setup? It's coming back. I'm gonna sit on my hands. I'm cool. It's a news day tomorrow. I'm sitting on my hands. Matter of fact, I'm gonna really end this thing. Bam. All right, cool. I logged out of my accounts, and I'm gonna log out over here as well. Yep. Done. Yep. I'm not trading anything today. I'm good. I'm just gonna chill, be patient, and I'm just gonna wait, because I'm not gonna force anything. And also too, contracts have rolled over. You know, it's a couple of things going on right now. Not that, oh, contracts rolled over, I'm not trading. No. I'm just saying we have a contract rollover today, right? We know that's going on. And we have a major news day tomorrow. I'm just gonna chill. I don't expect us to get too much like action today. This is really the only clear, if you look at everything from when the session opened last night, which was here, this candle right here. If you look on the 15-minute, because we're on a higher time frame, so we get a clearer view into what's going on. The 1 minute is just a lot of noise, right? So we're on the 15-minute. We get a clear view as to what's going on. Opening candle right here. Look, price just kind of went sideways. We had one little move from the open, from the entire overnight. We had one move right here. It's like the only clear little definitive move. Some people ate off it, some didn't. If you ate off it, fantastic. If you didn't, no big deal. It's okay to sit on your hands. If you have an itch that you need to scratch, jump on your demo account. DC keyboard on my laptop just stopped working for no reason. Anybody know if there's a setting or something that I may have done accidentally to cause that, and how can I fix it? Your keyboard, I'm not sure what you're on. Try numlock. Also try resetting your computer, resetting your keyboard. Like unplug it and plug it back in. If it's Bluetooth, of course. I don't know if it's wired or not wired. If it's Bluetooth, that has like a little dongle thing that you stick into your USB and it does it over Bluetooth. Maybe just unplug that and plug it back in just to kind of give it a little reset. So just try that, and also to check your numlock and kind of just go from there. But yeah, who's that? Right guy. Okay, yeah. So that's all I'm really seeing. And then if you look at it, look at the volume. Like, let's jump down to the 5-minute and look at these candles. It's another thing too. Look at these candles. All of these candles, even if I pull out, like if I zoom out, I mean, look at these candles. All of these candles are, there's no, like, okay, we had a little move here. What was this? This is London session at 11, started here at the end. Okay, so right before London session in H session, we had a little move to the downside. But if you look at the candles, they're not even really big candles. Like, as I stated, this was the biggest move. And I don't even know what drove this volume. Something drove this volume. But anyway, my point is that I'm not expecting much to happen with price today. So because of those things that I stated, I'm just gonna sit on my hands. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, you can reset your whole computer too, my guy, if you need to do that. So can't even log in. Wow, reset the computer. You may need to power cycle it as well. I don't know if you're on a laptop or if you're on a desktop. You can power cycle it. If you can't even log in, I would say definitely power cycle it. Power cycle it if you can't close it on your own. Like, meaning like you can't take your mouse and go to your little power icon and close it. I don't know if you have a Mac or anything. 61% fib level. Oh, you've been rocking the fibs, huh, Serena? You've been rocking the fibs, huh? 61%. Would that be the golden? Is that the golden level? The 61%? It's the golden area. I'm not sure. Oh, laptop. You're on laptop. Gotcha. Yeah, you might have to just power cycle it. Can't even log in. Oh, you can't log in because your computer's not working. Got you. And the 1 hour supply zone. Go to the 1 hour. See what you got. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. 1 hour supply zone. Gotcha. But yeah. So yeah, okay. I thought so. So yeah, for me, I'm not really looking for anything today. And I'm fine with that. Remember, we talked about this. We don't have to trade every day. We shouldn't be trading every day. So let's go back to the question of the day. We kind of talked about that. So just always keep that in mind. If you have a bias, always look at what will invalidate your bias. That just keeps you from marrying your bias, and also understanding that if you think price is going to be bullish or bearish, that it could possibly flip, and you want to flip with it. You know what I mean? You don't want to be just married to the bias and you're saying, okay, give you another good example. Your bias is price going to be bullish today for whatever your calculations of your bias is to make you say price is going to be bullish, right? And you get in a buy. And based on market structure shift, change of character, liquidity sweeps, things of that nature, break of structure, it starts going to the downside. But you're so married to your bias that you're holding on to this trade too long, because your mind has not flipped with it, because you're still holding on to the fact that it's going to be bullish. But we always have to remember that our bias can change. That's why we need something to invalidate our bias, to tell us, yo, it's not going bullish anymore. My bias is, what I thought has now flipped. Oh, cool. Thank goodness it's working. So you're not married to your bias, and you can flip with the market. So just keep that in mind. That prevents you from just doing a lot of different things when it comes to being in your trades. One is not holding on to, not holding too long. It's good to just jump out. There you go. That always usually works. We started it. That always usually works. Yeah, you want to be able to jump out. It's okay to take a small loss. Don't hold on to the trade and take a bigger loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take the small loss. It's okay. Nothing wrong with it. I'd rather take $150 loss than an $1,150 loss because I was holding. I don't mind clicking out and being like, oh, I was wrong, or, oh, this trade is going against me. Boom, because I'm not trying to be right or wrong. If the trade is going against me, it's going against me. I have no problem just exiting out and just taking a small loss and waiting for the next setup, or just be one and done, or leave it alone. So yeah, so just always something to keep in mind when it comes to bias. So let's see here. Something I want to talk about tomorrow. Let's get to that. Let's get there. I want to talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow, this is tomorrow. Look at all of this. We got 2 red folder events at 5:30. This is Canada. I don't think their red folder, I don't think, has really any bearing on our market. But then we have FOMC tomorrow, so we have 4 more red folders tomorrow. So that's a huge, huge day. And then, as you can see, it's a lot of red folders in for the overnight session as well. New Zealand, I believe New Zealand, they trade in Australia, so they trade during the Australian market, like when market first opens, because it's Australia, then Asia, then London, then New York session comes in, and they all overlap each other. So if you trade overnight, be looking for a lot of stuff to go on tomorrow night. We got New Zealand, we have Australia, we have JPY, that's Japan, so that's going to be an overnight. That's going to be the Asia session, excuse me. So yeah, so just keep that in mind. Want to be right every time? Yeah, we would like to be right every time, but we're not, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not. And it's good for us to know that and to understand that we're not going to be right every time. And this is the thing. Let's word that a little bit different, because we want to work on our psychology, right? We're not looking to be right every time. We're not looking to be right. We're just looking to make a good analysis of what we're seeing, and just don't be married to that analysis, because that analysis is what? It's bias, what we were talking about. It's our bias. It's what we were talking about. So we never want to be right. We just want to I never want to be right at all, ever, not even one time. And it doesn't mean that I want to be wrong. The point I'm making is I'm just trying to get the psychology, that mental muscle going, and think about this a little bit different. We don't want to be right. We just want to make sure that we're understanding market sentiment and we're moving in the way that the market is moving. Hey, TradeGheenyuz, can you cover different entry types and the different between each of them, stop versus limit order versus? Yeah, we can go over that. We'll just say entry types. So, okay. So there's really only 2 entry types. You have when we say entry, right? We're meaning like when we're entering the trade. You can only 2 ways: market order or limit order. Market order would be, I'm not signed up. Okay, hold on one sec. I started back testing efforts replay last weekend, and results of some of my trades are different than what the chart shows. I think it has to do with entry types. Absolutely, it does. So let me 1 second. Let me sign into my account real quick. Sign back in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump on my demo account. I'll do that. Jump on my demo, and then I can play around in there. Right here. Okay, let's go here. I'll be forgetting which is which. No, it's this one. I believe it's this one. Session restore failed. Please check your internet connection. Try again to restore session 2 attempts. What do you mean? Check my internet connection. Do I got internet? I have to if I'm still on stream. So I don't know what that's talking about. Let me 1 second. And that would be this one. This is my live account. You're giving me problems. Session restored failed. Please check your internet connection. Try again. All right, let's do this. Let me refresh. Let's refresh. Let me close this out and reopen it. I know it's giving me a weird, it's telling me that my session has failed. I need to restore it because no internet. I got to have internet if I'm still on stream. So something going on with TradeGheenyuz at the moment. I'm not saying that they're having any issues, but I'm just saying something's going on with that because this should be open. And there we go. Okay, so we're gonna go to. I ended up closing a tab up and opening up a new tab. So I just did that. All right, no, that's not what I want to do. Let's go here. Let's go here. 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 Connect. Yes. There we go. Now I'm in my demo account. All right, cool. We were just doing some weird stuff, y'all, but I was able to get in. I just had to just close the tab out and then jump back in again. So I'm on my demo account, as you can see. Oops. You can't see it behind me, but I'm in my demo account, 50,000. All right, so let's get there. So there's a couple ways, a few different ways to place trades. You could do a market order right here, where you just hit buy, and it just gets you in. So when you do a market order, it gets you in right at the price, right wherever price is moving. I'm not a market order trader. I'm a limit order trader, and let me explain. So that's a market order. You just go in and you just hit buy, and it'll just put you in wherever price is at that moment, right? That's why it's called the market order, because you're getting in at the market price, right? All right. You just noticed the shirt? Yeah. Thank you, brother. Yeah, my little mic being away. Yeah, my little branded shirt and my little branded hat. But yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. All right, so that's a market order. And then to close it out, we just hit the X. All right. Now, we can also do a limit order. I like to do my limit orders like this. Go to this plus sign, click it, and then I can choose buy, sell, sell stop. We wouldn't really have a sell stop because it would either be a sell stop limit to get an entry or a buy limit to get into a buy. So I'm going to do a sell stop limit. So basically what will happen is when price comes down, when I do this, I get to choose the price point that I want it, right? So let's say if I wanted at 983 or 988, right? Or 986, 988. So let's say I want it right here. I get to choose. So wherever this goes, I can choose, click it. And then as you see, the price point corresponds with the price point where I clicked. That's what these numbers that you're seeing is 980. So I clicked at 980. If I don't want it there, just click out that box. Let's say I want it at 990. Right there. Just click that and hit whatever I want. Let's say if I want to go a sell again. Now, that's a limit order. So this is what would happen. Price, I will not get into the trade until price comes down and crosses this order and it'll tap me into the trade. And at that point, I'll be in a sell. Now, if I wanted to buy, right, then of course I want to make sure that I'm putting that limit order above price because I want price to go up. If I want to buy, of course I want to put it up. Let's say if I want my buy, get in there at this limit here, then boom, I'm in at 25, 60, 75. So what'll happen is when price comes in and crosses this limit order, it taps me in and I'll be in a buy. And if I can get it to do that, I'll show you how I set up my stop loss and my take profit levels real easy, the same way. So let's do this. Let me change this to 5 micros. See, I hit buy, so it got me in. I wasn't supposed to hit that. But anytime you hit the buy, anytime you hit this buy down here, it'll get you in. I was supposed to just put in 5 and then just click out. Just click out and it would have stayed in. But it's okay. I'm going to close that. So now let's do this. So now we're going to do this. And now as you see, it says 5 now. So we're going to do 5 micros on a limit order. So let's see if it'll tap us in. And if it taps us in, I'll show you how you can manage that. As you can see, price is going there. Boom. Now we're into the trade, right? Okay, so let's say my stop loss is going to be down here. So right here at this previous swing low. So you can, as you see, you can line up your crosshair and click that, and then it'll be a sell stop, right? Because if we're in a buy, the only way that we can get out of a buy is we have to do the opposite of what we're doing. So it'll be a sell stop. Bam. So price comes down here, what's going to happen? It's going to take me out to trade. You see it has 5 contracts to match these 5 contracts here. So let's say I want to take multiple take profit levels, right? So set this up. We'll go, let's see at this point, okay, let's see, I'm going to put a sell limit. Sell limit means that when price hits right here, this will be my TP, and it'll take me out of pretty much these contracts. But let's say if I want to keep a runner. So let's say instead of making that 5, let's make this, we'll make it 3 and confirm it. So now when price hits here, it'll bank 3 contracts, but it'll still leave me in 2. So this price will hit here, this will go away because it hit this. I'll still be in a trade on 2 micro runners, and the number will be 2 right here instead of 5. So we like bank 5, we bank 3 of those 5 contracts. We call that like trimming your position, right? You bank some of it. And then let's say that you think price is going to come up here and you want to finish up those last 2 runners. What you would do is you would have to change this over here to 2. And then you would go up here and you would put sell limit of 2. And then now, as you see, that corresponds. So let's say price comes up here and it hits these 3 and banks your first 3 micro contracts, and you're in on 2 micro runners. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make sure you change your sell stop, because this is not going to change. Your entry will change, but this won't change. So price hits here, banks your 3 contracts. This will show you 2 on your entry. And this right here, you just have to change it to 2. And then boom, and then you're in, that'll take care of your last two runners. So that's how you would change that. And then you can slide this. So when you ever hear someone say, I'm in on runners and I put my stop loss above break even, this is what they're doing. They're putting their stop loss here. Now, of course, it won't allow me to do that because of the orders that I have put in. But once this has happened, you'll be able to slide this up and just set it there, and it'll stay there. And then what'll happen is price will be up here. If it comes back down and taps into your sell stop, then it'll just take you out at the level you have it at, but you still made a little bit of money on those last 2 runners, and you banked the first 3. So to give you an idea, like that's pretty much how I set my stuff up. Real simple, real easy. There are many other ways you can take trades. I like to do it this way. This way tends to work for me. And like I said, you can market order, or you can also limit order. So I'm gonna close that out. I'm gonna show you something. Let's say we market order in on a buy, right? Let me put 5 contracts back. All right, let's say we market order in on a buy. We're in. Let's say you need to set your take profit level. Your stop loss. You can just manually set it. Plus, and that'll be a sell stop. And boom, now that's my my stop loss. Say you want to take a TP. Sell limit. So remember, if you're in a buy, everything that you do for the buy has to be the opposite. If you're going to take profits, it's going to be a sell limit. If it's a stop loss, it's going to be a sell stop. Now, let's say we're in a sell. It's going to be just the opposite. So I'm just going to market order a sell just to get in the trade. All right. Now, if we want a stop loss, where's our stop loss going to be? It's going to be above it, right? Because we want price to go down. So click here. And as you see, now we have a buy stop because it has to be the opposite of what we're doing in a sell. What we're doing on our entry. Our entry is a sell, so everything we do is going to be a buy. So that's our stop loss, and this will be our take profit level, which will be a buy limit. Boom. So price hits here, it takes us out the trade, and we have whatever risk this is, will be non-profitable. And if price comes down here, this is pretty much our take profit level. So there you have it. So buy stop, buy limit when it's a sell, it's just the opposite when it's a buy. Very, very, very simple. Very, very, very simple. You always have to do the opposite of your entry. So don't get confused. Buy stop, buy limit. If you have a buy stop, that means you're in a sell. If you have a buy limit, that means you're in a sell. Switch it the other way, like I stated, it'll be just the opposite. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully that helped you. So yeah, so let's get into, I didn't mind going off on that just to kind of give you an idea. Because I know that does help. And I was confused on that when I first started trading. So let's get into tip of the day. Actually, let's go back and, even though I'm in my demo account, as you can see, market is still, this is pretty much what the market has done on the 15-minute. Go to the 5. Ain't really doing too much, as I stated. It's the only, this, if you think about it, from the whole overnight session, this is the only like good clear run that we had, where we were, if you were up at 5 and you had a strategy or you saw some structure shift or whatever you used to get into trades, this would have been your move right here. Or this would have been the move. Other than that, everything is pretty, think about it, it's nothing going on. No clear, definitive movement. Drop down to the 1, it's just a bunch of noise. And this is that 5 o'clock move that I showed you on the 5 and the 15. So since market opened at 5:30, which was here, this white candle, or actually here, as you see, we had a little break above this, made a little bit of money. You could have made a little bit of like we call this like a little cheap trade, little consolidation box. Other than that, price is kind of just ranging. It's not really doing too much. I wasn't expecting much. Thanks for the clarification. Do you know what entry type is used for HSS strategy? Entry type, I believe it's a market order. If I'm not, no, it's a limit order. It's a limit order. I don't trade the high hybrid super scalping, but it's a limit order. Yeah, it's a limit order. I know Morbid Drifter does. Holler at Morbid Drifter, Bottovan. He trades that. That's one of his. The limit type would be, it's going to be a limit order. So if you're in a buy, if you're buying, it's going to be a buy limit. If you're in a sell, it's going to be a sell limit, just the way I explained on the chart. Yep. But I use drawing tool for entries. Oh, you use this. Got you. So here, long position. Let's say you're going to go long. This is what you do. You do this. And then with that, you want to right click. No, you want to, right click, create limit order, move this to stop limit. And then now you can set everything that you want to set. Why is it giving me 2? Okay, hold on. I know what I did wrong. Let's close this out, close this out, close this out. See, this is the thing about you. Like, I like this, the long and short position tool, but this is the thing. When most of the time, you're in your order menu, it's going to always be set to market order, right? So let's start all over because I want to show you something. So most of the time, it's going to be set market order. It's just where it's going to be set, right? So let's say you're going to go with your long position tool. All right, boom. So now, what you want to make sure that you do is before you click in here to create your limit order, you want to move this to stop limit, right? And go in here, click that, and now everything is set up for you. This is going to be the entry. This is going to be the take profit, and this is going to be your stop loss. Yep. And then the way that you would set it, what'd you say? Oh, got you. Got you. Because you're tapping in as soon as the doji closes. Got you. Market, 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 market. Got you. See, there it is. When a community comes together. So Melanie says she does a limit order. Taylor Pruitt does a market. Morbid Drifter says a market because you want to tap in as soon as the doji closes. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. And then Taylor just said that, Serena said that HSS to enter a stop order at the bottom of the doji once the trade is confirmed. Got you. And also Taylor Pruitt said Euphoria just posted a video. So there you are. Yep. I don't trade that strategy, but I know it a little bit. But it's also another way that you can get into entries as well. You can do a short or long position to enter. But I like to enter the way I showed you guys because for me, I have more control that way. Like I love entering with my limit order, just placing it on my chart and, you know, doing whatever it is that I want to do. So sell limit, boom, I'm in, and I like to set my take profit level, which would be a buy stop, and excuse me, set my stop loss, which would be a buy stop, and then take my take profit level, which would be a buy limit. And boom, that's how I enter my trades, and that's how I manage my trades. Real simple. Yeah, market for HSS. Thanks everyone. We'll check the video on Discord. Yep. Awesome. All right, cool. I'm glad I was able to get that for you. I know that's very important. Understanding that. So let's go to tip of the day. That's how I do it. Got it. All right. Tip of the day today is your trading edge is statistical. Let's talk about that. Your trading edge is statistical. Let's talk about that. So the focus on this is we want consistency over excitement, right? We don't want excitement. Yes, you can do partial orders on an HSS. You would just have to get in on multiple contracts. That's why I always recommend trading micros. So, and I know Euphoria trades micros too. He'll trade like 10, 20, 30 at a time, 15 at a time. But yeah, you can do that long as you're you can take partial orders on anything. The only thing you have to make sure you do is that you have multiple contracts in. Because if you just have one contract, then there's nothing partial there to take, right? Because one, you can't, if you put a take profit and you only have one contract, then there's no partials. That's another reason why I like to trade micros, is because you can do 5 micros, 8 micros, 10 micros, and then you can take partials on that and still leave some runners. So yes, you can do it. You just have to have multiple contracts, and I recommend micros, if that helps you. The reason I don't do market order is because if the candle after the doji goes against the trade, it will prevent me from getting, that's smart, from getting in the trade. So Serena does limit order, which allows her to control her entry. Because once you hit market, you're in. You can't control that. So I get that. I like that. That's why I like being a limit order trader, because you have more control. That's why I like to limit order. And then also to the strategies that I trade, they're all limit orders. On every strategy that I trade, they're all limit orders. That's how I was taught. But yeah, that makes sense, Serena. I like that, because you get to control the trade. Once you market order, you're in. You got to go with it. It's like just jump if you jump in the pool, you're in there. You can't, there's no getting out, but you could, if you stood on the side of the pool and you dip your toe in, you still have control if you're getting all the way in or not, right? So just kind of use that from an analogy perspective. But yeah, I like that. I like that, Serena. That's a really cool, how would I say, that's a really cool way to do it, to keep you from jumping in the trade in case it starts moving in the direction that you don't want it to, right? You're not having that continuation off the doji that you need to go, if you're buying or selling or whatever the case may be. But I do like that. But yeah, so going back to what I was stating, your trading edge is statistical. So we want consistency over excitement. That's why it's important that our trading edge is statistical, right? So let's talk about this. So trading edge, what I mean by that is your how would I say, your edge is your edge would be like your consistency, right? It would be your game plan, your trading plan. Like all of those things are your edge, right? So think about it. You're not going to see your win rate. You're not going to see any statistical data in one trade, right? You're going to see consistent analytics and data over multiple trades, right? So you figure your win rate, your edge, it doesn't show until you have, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 trades. The more trades you have, the more statistical data you have to see how well your trading edge is. So think about that. So, well, time for me to close my charts. I kept getting in my own head. I should have just taken a trade with the great setup, and I didn't take it. I'm my own worst enemy. It's all right, man. It's all good, brother. You just gotta, like we always talk about, it's the trading psychology that we all, that's why we're here. We're here to work on it. Believe me, I've been there. I've been there. You just started trading, Morbid Drifter, so I know where you are in your journey. We all been there. You're not any worse than anyone else. Just know that right off, because I've done it, and it's not hard to do. Believe me, when you're new. We talked about this yesterday, right? We talked about how even Karate 357 made a good point as well, that our minds are designed to what? Keep us safe, right? You know what I'm saying? So with that said, like in trading, unfortunately, that doesn't work. The survival skill of our brain does not work in trading. So that's the issue that we have, and that's the issue that we're trying to overcome with our trading psychology. So it takes time. The good thing is, you know what's going on, and that gives you more opportunity to work on it. It would be different if you didn't know what was going on and these things are happening and you were oblivious to it. You're understanding that I'm in my own head. Or like you said, like a week or two ago, you were like, I was afraid to take the trade. All of that is okay. All that is a part of building your trading psychology and getting that mental muscle going. That's why we're here. So don't let it get you down, because I've been there, and anyone else that's and there's a lot of other people in here have been there also. Like it's cool. Trust me. Yep. Trading in the Zone and the ones Trent recommended in the previous episodes. Yeah, that's a good one. Without Prejudice, yes. The one by Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. That's another good book. I haven't got to that one yet. That is another good book. But yeah, Morbid Drifter, you got to read a couple of books, brother. That Best Loser Wins. That and Trading in the Zone. Those are two good ones. One Good Trade is good, but One Good Trade it's psychology based, but also more talking about like trading prop firms and stuff like that. But I know between Trading in the Zone and The Best Loser Wins, it'll help you with your psychology. That's why I put those books out there. Absolutely. That's why I put those books out there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna shoot that link to you again. Let me shoot that link to you. So this way you have it. But yeah, so just keep that in mind, that you're not doing anything crazy or nothing's wrong with you. Like, it's nothing like that, Morbid Drifter. It's something that we all have to learn and overcome. Some of us overcome it sooner. Some of us overcome it later. It's just what it is. Doesn't mean that you're a worse trader or you're bad, or none of that means anything like that. None of that means anything. All that means is that you have some work to do. You got some work to do. And the work is the fact that you got to work on your psychology. That's all. No big deal. Here, so this is the link for Best Loser Wins. I just put it in the chat. That's the Best Loser Wins book. And the second one is One Good Trade. And then while you're on Amazon, you can go in there and you can type in Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. And that one will pop up too, because all of them are on Amazon. So first link I put in there will take you straight to the book, which is Best Loser Wins. Second one is One Good Trade. But before you do One Good Trade, I would recommend Best Loser Wins and also Trading in the Zone. Go there. Go there first. That's what I recommend. Yep. Question. I copy trade on TradeEvade, and today has been weird. When I exit positions on TradeEvade, it's still showing I'm in positions on TradingView. Yeah, that tends to be an issue with copy traders, and especially with TradeEvade. I do not trade on TradeEvade, unfortunately, so I can't give you really no like help other than wherever you see your positions open, just close them. Yeah, just close them. Just if you see them open if you close them on TradeEvade and you see them open on TradingView, just close them on TradingView. Yeah, I don't trade on TradeEvade at all. They're just my broker. That's it. The survival instinct is analytically and counterintuitive to trading mindset. That's exactly correct. That's what he stated yesterday, and that's very, very, very true. Always keep that in mind. That's right. Without Prejudice, like he said, you are your most valuable asset. Polarize it. Hey, I have all those books on PDF. I'll send you the links on Discord so you can post. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Appreciate you, Melanie. But yeah, but remember, but as we were stating, Morbid Drifter, like, don't let it get you down, bro. It's no big deal. Like Without Prejudice said, you are also your most valuable asset. So polarize that. You just got we all have to overcome this. So it's nothing to be worried about. Like I said, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not tripping. You ain't crazy. Like, it ain't none of that. So just don't get in your head on it. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't get in your head on it. You're good. So let's get back to our trading edge. So when we break rules, this is the reason why our trading edge is so important. When we break rules, it resets our data, right? Because if we're not being consistent, trading our plan and staying on our discipline and following our rules, then those 20, 50, 30 trades, 15 trades, however many trades we take, if once we break our rules, it resets all that data again. That's why I always preach consistency and how important it is to make sure that we're not breaking our rules. We have to stay consistent on the rules and our strategy setups, our entries, where our stop loss is supposed to be, not widening our stop loss. Just keep everything consistent every day. As long as you can do that, now you're going to start compounding your data and compounding your analytics to where you'll be able to go back and look at your journal and know that, okay, everything is intact. It's not about how many trades you are profitable on or not profitable. The focus is to be consistent on your rules and everything. The money will come. Remember, that's the byproduct of everything that we're doing. The money will come. We're not chasing the money. You start chasing the money, you're going to make all kinds of mistakes. We got to work on our psychology first. That's what we got to work on and build a mental foundation and build the foundation of our rules and our discipline and understanding our risk management and our leverage and all of those things. Reading the market sentiment, understanding like we have a big news day tomorrow. It's really not really probably a good day to take any trades. If you did and you were profitable, cool. But if you guys know me, I'm pretty safe on how I trade. You don't see me just jumping in stuff. Like I just take my time. And I don't have my screen share, but you guys got your charts up. Look, what's price doing? Sideways, going sideways. And I'm on the 1 minute. So you see all the noise on the 1 minute. Like it's just ranging today. Don't get me wrong. There'll be some little pullbacks here and there. It'll show like something. It may look like it might be a trend. It's going to be ranging today because of all the news tomorrow. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. Like, think about it. We're talking about NQ, right? And even just our trading game in general, right? Think about it. Our trading game and our rules and all of that stuff gets rewarded by the repetition. Not today we're doing one thing, then tomorrow we break rules, then midweek we're changing our strategy. Like, no, we shouldn't be doing that. That's why I recommend back testing your strategy going back 3 years. And then forward testing that strategy, which is demo trading. When I say forward testing, demo trading that strategy at least 2 to 3 months. The back testing gives you the historical data. The demo trading forward testing gives you the present data. And then you compare those. And when you're demo trading, you should start your account, whatever you start your account at, 50K, 25, whatever you started at, you should double it. That's what you should do. You should double it. And when you double your demo account, then I can honestly say you're ready for live trading. Because what has that told you and showed you? It showed you that what? Your strategy has to be pretty darn good because you just doubled your account. So there it is. That's what's up, Morbid Drifter. That's what's up, man. Read those books, brother. They're going to help you. They are going to help you. But yeah, so that is what is going to, how would I say, reward your trading edge, right? Is being repetitive. We have to do the same things every day. Like I said, that's why I stress the back testing and the demo trading, which is the forward testing. That lets us know what's going on. When you do those things, when you back test, you're not just getting historical data. Let me also tell you what happens when we back test. You're also building the repetition on entering the trade. Because think about how many trades you have to take to start 3 years in the future, 3 years in the past, to work back to the present day wherever you are. So let's say you started back testing today, and today is March 17th, right? And you're going back 3 years. Today is March 17th, 2026. So you're going back to March 17th, 2023, right? And you're gonna take trades every day, your strategy every day on that back testing until you get up to the present day. Now you're not gonna do it all in one day. It may take you several weeks. That's okay. That's the whole point. But when you get done with your 3 years of back testing, you should be done on the day that whatever day that is. If let's say we'll say 2 weeks from now, it's March 21st. Excuse me, it's March 31st, the last day of the month. Let's say you get done on that month, then you should be finishing up on March 31st, 2023. Okay? You have 3 years of all of that back testing. Yeah, it may seem like a lot. If someone says, well, I ain't going to do all that. Well, if you ain't going to do all that, then you're not going to win in trading. You got to put in the work. That goes for everyone. Don't hear the 3 years and get discouraged. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, the people that do well in this game are the ones that put in the work. That's the ones that do well, because professional traders are not smarter than you and I. They're not smarter. This is a financial skill. It's a skill, right? Any skill can be learned. It can be taught. It can be learned. But whose skill is better than the next person is the one who put time into that skill. It's like anything else. It's like anything else that you do. If your skill is carpentry, welding, it doesn't matter. Whatever skill that it is, if you got one guy that's putting in more hours in welding, he's going to be even better than the guy that's putting in less time welding. It's just the way it goes, right? We all know this. It's a life thing. So with that said, put in the work. Then when you get done with that, forward test, get your demo trading, double that account. Guarantee you at that point, you're going to be ready for the live market. But when you're back testing, you're going to be getting the repetition of placing the entry, the stop loss, the take profit at the same level every time. Right on, Trent. I mean, right on Morbid Drifter. I said right on, Trent. Right on, Morbid Drifter. I was reading at the same time I was talking. Got you, bro. See you tomorrow. Yeah, so with that said, you want it when you're back testing, you're getting the repetitive nature. You're understanding where the entry goes, where your take profit goes, where your stop loss goes. Just imagine doing that over 3 years. Imagine how well and how on some sniper level you're going to be on your entry when you started getting into year 2 of your back testing. Think about all the entries that you just put in, all the stop loss, all the take profits. Then you're starting to see things different too, because you've been doing this, going back, and you're doing taking all these different trades. You're just getting better at your strategy. That's one thing that back testing does, that the part that people miss. And then when you demo trade it, you're just really like perfecting what you did in your back testing environment. And once you double that account, you're ready for live trading. You got a great proven strategy. Not only that, you have a strategy that you know how to take, and you've been repetitive at it. So you're going to have sniper entries. That's why it's so important to do that. I can't stress that more. Sports Life, what you got? As far as the Edge Funder, it is a monthly payment of whatever package you choose every month. Right, until you meet the payment threshold. When you meet the payment threshold, that the subscription goes away once you meet the payment threshold. But you have to meet the payment threshold. So there is no evaluation. It's just straight to funded. But once you meet the payment threshold, then that goes away. There's no subscription after that point. So, but until you get there, it's definitely a subscription. The subscription will just keep going every month until you get there. So to answer your question, yes. Slightly yes, slightly no. But yeah. So going back to what we were talking about our edge, right? About how you're going to be rewarded by your repetition, not taking not the randomness. You can't do the randomness. You got to stay on point. You got to stay on point every day. The same thing, repetition. And then stop asking yourself, did I win? Start asking yourself, did I follow my rules? It's not about winning and losing. I know I use the word win. I know I use the word lose in the sake of conversation, from a conversational perspective. But when a trade goes against us, we didn't lose a trade. And when we are profitable in a trade, we didn't win. We're either profitable or non-profitable, because you could be non-profitable in a trade and still win, right? Let me explain. If you followed all your rules, your disciplines, you didn't over leverage, you had proper risk management, you took your trade, you took your high probability setup, you took the trade your way you're supposed to take it every time that you're supposed to take it when it shows itself, that's a win in itself. That right there, that's the win. Because we can't predict what the market is going to do. We could have the perfect trade, the perfect price action, the perfect everything, and a trade still goes against us. That's just the way that's trading. That's just the way that it is. So just always just remember when remember from a psychology perspective, it's not did I win, it's did I follow my rules? And those rules are discipline, my risk, not over leveraging, just all of those different things. Was I patient? Did I wait for my setup? I didn't chase trades. I'm not chasing losses. I was one and done, like following the rules. That's what you always ask yourself. Remember, if you get all of those rules and the psychology and everything down, the money's going to come. Remember, the money is a byproduct of everything that we're doing. So that's the best way I can put it. So, and also too, ignore your P&L for the day. Like, ignore that. And when I say ignore it, I'm not saying like don't factor it in, but I'm saying like ignore it. Like, be more focused on your process. Be process driven. Don't be profit driven. Be process driven. It's a difference. It's all you need. You need process before, because think about it, a process is going to get you to the profits. You can't get profits without no process. Think about that. So be process driven. Like I said, the money is a byproduct of all of this. We got to get a bunch of this other stuff down first. Like I always talk about this. Think about being an athlete. They got so many things they got to do before they can even get on the field. They got to learn the plays. They got to be in proper shape. They got to be in conditioning. They got to be hydrated. Like, they got to be ready. They got to be warm. There's so many things that they got to do before they even get in the game to even run one play or to even win the game. So think about it. It's the same thing in trading. Like, forget the money. Be process driven. Don't worry about the profits. As long as you're in process and you're knocking your process out every day, I guarantee you the money's going to come. It won't do it. It's going to come. That can't stop it. If your process is in, your edge is on, and you're following your rules, like all of those things is what's important. So always remember that, you want to trade a system and you don't want to be changing it every day. Like, find a system, find a strategy that works, back test it, do all the things that I stated, and run with it. That's what I did, and that's what I've been doing. I don't trade no other strategies. I trade the same strategies that I've learned from day one. And I stick with it. Like, I stick with it. I'm not changing. And I'm going to tell you something. Like, I blew a lot of accounts, and I never thought once to like, man, my strategy. I knew it wasn't my strategy. Let me explain. If my coach and mentor is teaching me strategies that he's been eating off of, then I know the strategies are proven. And then I back tested the strategies to know. Strategies are proven. It was me. I was doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have been doing, all psychology based, bad habits, not missing my entries, chasing trades, not being one and done, over leveraging, all of those things. Once I got all of that together, I stopped blowing accounts. Once I really start honing that in, I start taking payouts. So process over profits every day. So just keep that in mind. Trade your system. Don't change it. Remember, you're going to be rewarded off of your repetition. Period. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Repetition is what gets rewarded, not randomness. So all that random stuff, that's not going to help you. So just remember, continue to be process driven and not profit driven, and you're going to be good. So I want to dip back to the market here. So I got an alarm going off in my ear. It's 7:55. which for me is 5 minutes before 8 o'clock. So the reason why I have that alarm, in 5 minutes, London is closing. London closed at 11 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. So if you see it's 7:55, so in another 4.5 minutes, London will be closing. I like to know that because I always like to see if we're going to have a, if the trend is going to change, if we're going to have a, some type of price shift, because now London is closing and now it's only New York session running at the moment. But as you can see, look at that. We pretty much just kind of just range. Market open is here. No, sorry. Market open is here, right here. Little move right here, little consolidation, little move, came down a little bit, and now it's just, if you look, like it's just ranging. Like this is our whole session. Where are we at? Right here. Our whole session is that's what we've done in the past hour and a half, basically. That's what the market has done. Do we really think that we can get in here and eat off this? I don't think so. If you're not scalping, because only scalpers can make money in this kind of terrain. If any of us are strategy trading, like not a scalping strategy, a strategy outside of scalping, yes, you can see like ain't nothing here. That's why I ain't want to trade. When I say things, I always like to explain to you guys why I feel that why I ain't gonna say feel, because no feelings in trading, but why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking and why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. I'm not about to mess with any of this. I'm good. And guess what? It's 8 o'clock. So for me, it's 8 a.m. So for me, the market has been open for an hour and a half, and I have found none of my setups. So guess what? I'm good for the day. Y'all already know I had already logged out. You know what I'm saying? I was just on my demo account because I was showing, how to take some entries and all of that stuff. But for the most part, I ain't messing with none of this. I'm good. And we talked about why I stated we're going to have a rangy day, right? So absolute DC, process over profits, brother. Absolutely. Process over profits. Yep. But yeah, so I just wanted to show y'all this because I always like to show you, not to say that, I was right. No, that's not it. I'm not trying to be right. I'm just telling you the characteristics that I've seen, and I share that with you guys because this is the only ticker I looked at for the past 2 years, and I want to show you, like, look at it's doing exactly the characteristics of what I've known it to do. It's not about me being right, because I don't want to be right. That's not what I'm trying to convey. I'm trying to convey the point that based on what I've seen, this is what NQ does prior to news. This rangy stuff. It's what it does. It's just what it does. It's what I've seen over the past 2 years of watching this ticker every day. It's just, it does this rangy thing. So because I know that, I'm cool. Like I don't want to get none of this. I ain't forcing nothing. If I really want to take a trade, I got this demo account right here. I can scratch all the itch that I want off this demo account. I can come in here, I can play around, and I can play some trades in here and just have some fun in here if I want to. But guess what? The whole point is what? I protected my capital. My accounts are safe. I follow my rules. I understand the characteristics of what I'm seeing right now based on what's going on tomorrow. So guess what? I ain't about to get in none of that. Why? I'm cool. I ain't about to get in none of that. Not in my live accounts, not in my prop firm accounts. I ain't messing with none of that. They can have all that. This a recipe for disaster. For what? What I'm gonna get in this for? Then look at the volume. Look at them candles. These are some bigger ones, but just look at the candles overall. Like look at all the different individual candles. Go individual candle. Yeah, there's some little cool, little decent sized candles, but if you look overall, it's a bunch of little small little dojis, hammers, inverted hammers. Like there's no clear definitive. None of us can say, oh, market is bullish or bearish. You can't say that. You can say in the previous session, it got pretty bullish, but right now in New York session, in this box right here, speaking on just this purple box right here, There is no definitive direction. So why we even mess with that? It's 8 o'clock. That means in New York, it's 11. London just closed. They're 1 hour from lunch. And Wall Street, guess what? No reason to even take no trade today. If you haven't taken a trade yet, ain't no reason to take no trade. Because I already know NQ, the best moves, from what I've seen, based on my experience, happens between market open till around 7:30-ish, 7:45-ish Pacific time, pushing like an hour to hour and 15 minutes after the market. That's where your best moves are for the day. Yeah, there's power hour. We have some crazy stuff going on in power hour. I don't trade that late. If I don't get nothing in now, I'm done. And you guys know I was already done. So I just wanted to share that. So with that said, like, you guys got anything for me? Y'all got anything for me? And we're going to talk about something else before we get out of here. Something I definitely want to talk about. Y'all got anything for me? Let me know. Let me know. Do y'all have anything for me? Anything? 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 Anything for me? Anything for me? All right, well, let's get into, let me share my screen again. So today we have a nice little milestone for today. So if y'all did not know, today we have some crazy good news on TF accounts. Oh, that's what's up. I'm sorry if I missed a question about trading on red folder days. Can we trade on tomorrow? You can trade. I wouldn't advise it though. And be careful. Check your prop firm accounts, because a lot of you can trade your live account on any day you want. Live account meaning your own money. I would not advise that, because that's how you blow accounts. Because with the crazy volatility, you don't know where that's going. Sometimes the candle will spike up 100 points, dip down 50 points, it's crazy. So to trade, no. Prop firm accounts, go do your research, because on most prop firm accounts, you cannot trade during news. Some of them are 1 minute before, during, and after, no trades. And some are 5 minutes before, during, and after news, no trades. So just go do your research on whatever prop firm you have. Let's see here. Boom, boom. Here we go. Bam. So we got some new TF accounts that are live. They became live today. This is crazy. Like, this is like unheard of. Literally unheard of. No other prop firm is doing this. This ain't no cap. This ain't no none of that. So for all accounts purchased starting today, all the way up until the end of the month, which is March 31st, no max loss limit and no daily loss limit. Please repeat the best time range to place your on MNQ again, please. Oh, it's for me. It's always from like market open till about I'll say like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. If I don't see no setup by that time, because based on my strategies, if I don't see a setup, okay, market opens for me at 6:30 a.m. If I don't see a setup or nothing happening around 7:45, getting close to 8 o'clock, I'm done for the day. I shut it down and I move on my day. Yep, that's one of the rules, one of my rules. Like I said, my mentor and my coach, how he taught me, that's pretty much it. So all the best moves happen during that time for the strategies that I trade. Now, hybrid super scalping strategy, that's different. It's a different strategy that has different rules. And then that moves a lot differently. That's a different kind of strategy for the way that I trade. So with that, I've seen our coach Euphoria take trades, not all day, but longer than I do. Their window seems to be a little bit much wider as far as being able to take trade entries on the hybrid super scalping strategy. But for me, between 6:30, like 7:45, I don't see nothing really. Like 7:30, if I don't see nothing, I'm already leaning to I'm gonna shut it down. But I give a little bit more time to see if something sets up. But if not, then I'm good. So going back to today. So listen to this. I said it. Any accounts purchased on TEF today from March 17th, in between today and the last day of March 31st, no max loss limit, no daily loss limit. Think about how crazy that is. Think about how crazy that is. Think about how crazy that is. No max loss limit, no daily loss limit. What? Yeah, you read that right. No max loss limit, no daily loss limit. That means your account has to get to 0. Yeah. So think about how much freedom that you have. You're going to be able to still stay in that account without blowing it. Like you have to get to 0 to blow it. Like that's amazing. What prop firm is doing that? I'll wait. What prop firm is doing that? Like none. None at all. None at all. Let me see. Let me scroll into this chat. I want to see something. Let's see here. Somebody had put something in here and I wanted to see. I just saw something. I just put 2 and 2 together on something. Oh, okay. Got you. Okay, so going back to what I was stating, this right here is unprecedented. That's all I have to say. Now, once you hit your payout threshold, your daily loss limit will start after you reach the payout threshold, but no time before that. So this is, like I said, this is unprecedented. This is crazy in a great way. If you can't see value from this, like there's no other prop firm doing anything like that. None. So with that stated, I would definitely say it'd be very, very wise to go grab you some accounts. Now, you can use my code. This is just the normal code. If you use my code, you'll still get the 25% off all new accounts for the next 3 days. Now, this only applies to accounts that are purchased between today, March 17th, and March 31st. Any accounts purchased before March 17th or any accounts purchased after March 31st, this does not apply. So you have to think. This, like it says, this is one of the most trader-friendly models available on the market. Literally. Like no one is doing this. No one is even close to doing anything like this. This is unheard of. The max loss limit, there is none. There is no max loss limit. Just like I said, there's none. No max loss limit. I know it's hard to wrap your head around that. Like, huh? There is no max loss limit. It's 0. So it's when your account gets to 0. So there's no max loss limit. Like when the account gets to your account gets to 0. So if it's 50K, 25K, whatever, when it gets to 0, then your account is done. So think about how much flexibility you have. You can make so many mistakes with this type of structure, this type of account structure. So, that's what's so crazy about this. No, the definition of, my apologies. The definition of a max loss limit is most prop firm accounts will give you a max loss limit. They'll say the max loss limit could be $3,000 or $2,000 from your starting price. So hypothetically speaking, if you're on a 50K and your max loss limit is 3,000, then that means when the account gets to 47K, because that's 3,000 less of 50K, the account blows. That's how it pretty much works. So let's see here. So even after the first payment, there's no max loss limit. The only thing that kicks in is a daily loss limit. Right here, the daily loss limit only starts after you reach your payout threshold, but that's a daily loss limit. So that would be, that'll be a limit that'll be conducive to the size of the account that you purchase. When you go onto the TF website and you purchase the account, it will give you the daily loss limit. But remember, that does not start until after you reach the payout threshold. So there will be a daily loss limit, but not until you reach the payout threshold. If you're under the payout threshold, boom. Same consistency rule? Yes. 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 Yes, yes, yes. So, but once again, consistency rule doesn't change. The only thing that everything stays the same is just no max loss limit, no daily loss limit. Daily loss limit kicks in only after you reach the payout threshold. So in these accounts, there's never no max loss limit. So just keep that in mind. But consistency rule, everything else stays. And I hope I got that. I hope I got that for you on the definition of it. I hope that helped you. If it didn't, let me know. But yes, and then you can use my code right at the bottom of the screen, TrendTEF, or you can actually scan. You can scan that right there, and that'll just take you right to the website, and you'll have the code and everything set up. It's basically a referral link, and then you're good to go. Yeah, so very, very important. So once again, important. This model is available only for accounts purchased from now until the end of the month. Once it's gone, it's gone. You're welcome, no problem. And I misunderstood you, but I'm glad you got me together. Get me together. It's all good. We're in this together. I ain't no feelings. I'm not in my feelings. I want to make sure I get the information to get out. Because when I read it, it's like, no, the definition of it, like, boom, got you. When is the giveaway? Giveaway will be, let's scroll up. Giveaway will be, it's right here. It said 24 hours left from yesterday. So that giveaway is going to be happening sometime soon. But there were some things that you needed to do for the giveaway. Just go into the TF account and read that. Can you confirm whether my affiliate code is offering 25% off, or if it's still that I cannot confirm. Unfortunately, I don't have access to any of that. It should, but I don't have access to confirm it. Taylor Pruitt. You know what you could do? Reach out to at Soy Sauce Smiley. He's in the chat. He's the moderator in the TEF chat at Soy Sauce Smiley. And he can, because he has access to all the accounts, and he can give you like a clear picture into what's going on. I actually put his handle in the chat. I'm far from starting trading live in a prop firm. I only started back testing this weekend. Would you still advise to consider purchasing a new TF account, or is it better to practice first, bro? Practice first. I mean, it's like this. You can purchase the account, right? If you purchase the account, then you have to pay a subscription on it. You'll still get this deal to the no max loss limit and all of that stuff. I mean, if you want to give it a try, because there is no, see, I wouldn't advise this, but in this case I would, and let me explain. Because there's no max loss limit and no daily loss limit, this would be an account that if you want to try to do something live, this would be the only scenario that I would say try, only because of those two things. No max loss, no daily loss. Now, if they had a max loss limit, daily loss limit, I'll tell you, stay away from that. No reason to mess with that. You need to practice more. But if you want to try, if there's any account to try in a live environment, this would be it because of those two things. No daily, no max. No max loss, no daily loss. So if you want to try, you could. But if you still don't feel comfortable enough and you want to, still practice, I would recommend practicing. But if you wanted to dip your toe in the water, this would be the only account that I would say do it. Not because it's TEF, it's because of the two rules. And TEF is the only one that has these two rules. So at this point, yes, TEF because of these two rules. No max loss, no daily loss. So absolutely. Absolutely. What else y'all got? What else y'all got? Anything from me? I'm trying to find this comment. Y'all have anything for me? I joined late last night under your referral code. Would I qualify for the promotion? If you purchased it, because joining the TEF Discord that's just free. But if you purchased the account after midnight last night, then yeah, if the date was March 17th, no matter what time it was, if the date was March 17th, then yeah. Angie. Yep. Yes. Just check that. Just make sure that it was. Just make sure that it was. And I know that was you with the prior question. Like, just I know that with TF we can't trade news, but remember it's before, during, and after news. So I would say just go do the research on it just to be, up to date on that, as well as if you're trading any other prop firm, go check. From what I know right now, Lucid, I want to say Lucid and Tradeify, I think are the only two that I know. I'm not saying that there aren't any other ones. I'm talking about the ones that I know of that you can trade news. Lucid and Tradeify. You can trade news. They don't care about that. And it might just be Lucid, but just go do the research. Always just go read that just to be sure. Yeah, I was trying to find this post by one of our geniuses in here, and I'm trying to see. Let's see here. So they had the PDF of all the what's the names, and they sent it to me. Just want to see something. You know what? I'll go find it after. No big deal. So, other than that, like I said, that's pretty unprecedented on those new accounts. Shout out to Juvier and Scalgod, our co-founders, to be able to even put that in the game. Because think about it, that's letting you know that these are traders that are looking out for other traders, right? Like I said, that's unheard of. You ain't heard of no prop firm talking about no max loss limit, no daily loss limit. And think about it, the daily loss limit, once you reach the payout threshold, is not a bad thing. You know what that's going to do? That's going to protect your account. Once you get to the payout threshold, that's going to protect your account. Because once you reach the payout threshold, the daily loss limit kicks in. Now, what that does, like I said, it protects your account, meaning like if you lose whatever the daily loss limit is, if it's 1,000, 1,500, that means it's going to protect your account. You lose that much, you can't go on tilt, you can't revenge trade, you can't do nothing crazy to where it's going to automatically lock your account and you can't trade to the next day. So actually, that's a safeguard. If you think about it, that's a safeguard. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. I let you know these are traders thinking about other traders. So that's, like I said, that's just unprecedented. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I would say for those of you that want to get any hedge fund accounts, now would be the time. And it only goes for these accounts. So even though, like, let's say you purchase these accounts between the 17th and the 31st, and you still have the count after that, you're still going to have those rules. But it has to be purchased between the 17th and the 31st of March. Anything before that or anything after that will not have those two particular rules of the no max loss and the no daily loss. So just keep that in mind. So let me scroll back through here. And hedging. Can I further explain hedging? Hedging is just basically taking a position in one direction on the same ticker and taking a position in the opposite direction. So let's say you're in NQ and you're taking a sell on NQ and a buy. Most prop firms don't let you hedge. That would be something that you would have to do in your live environment. You have to do that in a live environment, meaning with your own money. If I hit the threshold, I see only daily loss will activate. I don't see max loss. Oh, what time is power, Ben? Power hour is always related to the last hour of the trading day. So power hour would be between between 5 and 6. Is that correct? 12, 3, 1, 4. Yeah, between basically it's basically the last hour of the trading day in futures. And remember, our market closes at 6. So I have to say it's between 5 and 6. And power hour, there's some people that trade it. Supposedly power hour is supposed to be a time where you get a lot of movement because it's the last hour of the day. I do see some movement in power hour. I wasn't taught to trade power hour. I know what it is, but that's pretty much what power hour is. If I hit the threshold, I see only daily loss limit will activate. I don't see max loss. If I hit the threshold, right? Because there is no max loss at all. on these accounts. Only daily loss limit when you hit the payout threshold. So you'll never see a max loss limit in these accounts purchased between the 17th and the 31st. There is no max. Only a daily once you hit the payment threshold. And like I said, that's a safeguard. That's just to make sure you ain't, once you get to the threshold, reach the the payment threshold, that you're not, killing your account off. So just keep that in mind. So there's no max loss limit in these at any level. Only a daily loss once you reach the payout threshold. Real simple. So other than that, y'all got anything for me? Went a little bit over time. No big deal. Just want to make sure y'all got out the information. I appreciate everyone that tapped in today, everyone that engaged. I appreciate everyone that helped other Trade Genius members in the community. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. Give me them free likes. If y'all could like me up. I don't know what my likes are looking like because I go through a different software where I'm streaming to YouTube. So if I buy one account and on another cell, that's considered hedging. You won't be able to do that because you can only trade in one account at a time. So there's no way that you can do that. Because think about it, you can't trade in two accounts at one time. I didn't quite understand. It's all good. It's all good. All good. So, yeah, Serena Bay said queen for real. If I buy one account and on another cell, if I buy one account on a cell, that's considered hedging. It has to also be on the same ticker. Let me say that. Right. It has to be on the same ticker. Like it has to be like you're doing it on gold. You're buying on gold and selling on gold, or buying on NQ and selling on NQ. Excuse me. That would be considered hedging. It's taking a position in opposite directions on the same ticker. That's what hedging is. So hopefully that's just to make it more simpler. Sometimes I can say things that make them maybe seem a little too complex, but just to keep it simple, yes. Yes. And think about this. If you're on one account, you're not going to be able to trade two at the same time because you're not going to be able to open up another tab. Like you can't have two tabs open and be trading one on one and one on the other. One of them is going to kick you out. That's just the way that the system is designed. Got it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, awesome. Yeah, so other than that, if y'all don't have nothing for me, like I said, if y'all can, let me get them free likes. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Helps push the content out. Had a good Tuesday with everyone. I love being here. I love being in this seat. I love us engaging. I love what we got started. This is only episode, I think, 16. We ain't even touched the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? We got so much more to accomplish. We have so far of a journey to get to where we want to be, but we're here, we showed up, and that's a win in itself. If you made some money today, please log out of your accounts, leave your charts up, but log out of your accounts. You don't need to go back into the market and give any of that back. Protect your capital. Other than that, like I said, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We all should be looking forward to tomorrow. Got a crazy news day tomorrow. So let's look forward to that. Let's see how this market is going to be. It's going to be a pretty eventful day tomorrow. Other than that, y'all have a blessed remainder of y'all day. And as always, shout out to our co-founders at Juvier, Scalp God, my brothers. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And other than that, man, y'all have a blessed remainder of y'all day. And I will catch y'all tomorrow, same time, same Trade Genius channel. You're welcome, Ray. Y'all have a blessed one. Love y'all.